I'm going to see him at the judgment seat of Christ. Paul said, we will all stand before the judgment seat of Christ to give an account for what we've done in this life, whether it's good or whether it's bad. I'm going to see him at the judgment seat of Christ. I saw a fellow the other day on TV preaching about the judgment seat of Christ. He said at the judgment seat of Christ, God's going to pile up all of your good deeds on this side. God's going to pile up all of your bad deeds on this side. And if your good deeds outnumber your bad deeds, you get to go into heaven. I stopped, hit the mute button and said, wait a minute, buddy. Let me tell you something. If that's the way it works, if the criterion is the only way I can go to heaven is my good deeds outnumber my bad deeds, you may as well go ahead and reserve me a place in the eternal lake of fire right now, because that's where I'm going. And I got news for you, good folks of Vinemont and Coleman County. That's where you're going too. If it comes down to our good deeds outnumbering our bad deeds, we're all going to hell. We're all going to burn forever. But folks, the reason I'm going to heaven is because I am what the Bible calls justified. Let me tell you what happened. One day when I was a 6-year-old boy, I knelt in the altar of a church just like this one. I asked Jesus Christ to come into my heart and be my Savior and Lord. And at that very moment, Christ took all of his good deeds and put them on my account, and Christ took all of my bad deeds and put them on his account. And I'm not going to heaven today because of the good I've done, and I'm not going to hell because of the bad I've done. I'm going to heaven because I have been justified. His good deeds have become mine. My bad deeds became his and were nailed to the cross of Calvary. I am justified just as if I'd never sinned. And you'll have to forgive me if I get a little loud and start to move around a little bit, because that excites me, friend. I get tired of people who come up to me after church and say, Brother Jeff, it got so good in there today. Why, I almost shouted. Honey, if you can't shout over being justified, you just don't know how to shout. Your shouter's broke. I'm going to heaven. I'm going to see the King in his beauty because I'm justified, just as if I'd never sinned. I'm justified. His good deeds became mine. My bad became his. I'm justified. I'm going to see the King in his beauty at the judgment seat of Christ.